We have another English camera today, and it's the Ilford Sprite Rapid. Ilford Sprite I've talked about before, of sort of range of cameras very much to the point and shoot, often with hardly any controls on, and there is currently a Ilford Sprite you can buy for about £30–40. Now this Ilford Sprite I think dates from about 1964–65, and Ilford are mainly film manufacturers. They specialised in black and white film. They did make colour film back in the day, but they specialised in black and white, a very good producer of film. So when they made cameras, the cameras were sort of secondary to selling the film. Selling the film was the first thing, but they badged a number of cameras. So this camera isn't actually made by Ilford, although it's got the Ilford name. It's made by a company called AGI. AGI are a company which are still going, but they're very much based in the security and defence manufacturing industry. They haven't made cameras for the last 50 years, at least 50 years, maybe 60 years. This might have been one of their last cameras. They made some very good quality cameras in the 40s and 50s. And as you can see, this is plastic body. What is interesting, I think, about this camera is that if I open the back, which is on the side here, I have exposed to film, but it's the Rapide system. Now, the Rapide cassette system was introduced by Agfa in the 1930s, and it's basically you push the film into here. It's normal 35mm film, but it hasn't got a spool, and it only takes up to, well, I thought it was 12 exposures, but this camera will take up to 16 exposures. And the other slightly strange thing about this camera, so there's hardly any controls, but there is a shutter control there, where you've got a sun and flash. The sun is a slightly faster shutter speed. Counter on the top here. Now, the strange thing about this camera, most cameras feed in from left to right. This camera feeds from right into the left. So the new film will go here and it feeds into here. If I wind on, you can see the winding here, so it moves in here. Now that's quite unusual, I think. As I said, this camera had hardly any controls, but let's see if I was able to get a photograph out of it. Let's see what the results were like.
So the images are actually okay. A feature I forgot to mention was the way the back bends, and that is supposed to be to compensate for the lens, but you do get some curvature on some of the photos. However, it was sharper than I anticipated, and considering you've got hardly any control on the camera, they came out quite well. Mind you, it was a very bright day when I took these photographs, and this one has got a little bit of camera shake. I think it's a 80th, or it could be slower. The lens is f33mm and it's f11. So as I said, very few controls on here, but you get a recognisable image coming out of the camera. The contrast was okay. I actually quite liked this little camera. I thought it's an interesting design. The lens is not bad, and I suppose for a sort of snappy shot type camera, a snappy happy camera, it's actually okay. I can see why it's sort of, when you've got competition from the likes of the Kodak Instamatic, that is perhaps why it didn't actually catch on. But it's a camera that looks contemporary of its time. It does work, and I actually quite enjoyed using it. So as you can see, it has got some interesting bits on the side going on. But thank you for watching, and as I often say, Bye for now, and hope to see you again.